food costs have been crazy this year. So that's always something that we're focused on, is making sure that we're providing the correct portion for our guest at the right value, that we're not taking too much price and scaring people off, but sort of walking that fine line so that the guest feels like they're getting a value and we are also still continuing to make money.
Welcome to the Prosper Brief. On today's episode, Lori Cominsky, VP of Operations and Training at Panchero's Mexican Grill, shares how the power of community, mentorship, and digital innovation have shaped her journey in the restaurant industry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Prosper Brief. Today, we've got Lori Cominsky with Panchero's Mexican Grill. She's VP of Company Operations and Training, and she's also a Prosper Accelerator, an alumni.
Yep.
This is her second year, Prosper Accelerator last year. But welcome to the podcast, Lori. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank
How's
you
the
so
show
much.
going so far?
It's been wonderful. It's been great. Lots of amazing content.
Great. I wanted to start off a little bit about your background in the restaurant. Could you tell us about your restaurant and how many locations you have and where you're situated?
Sure. So I work for a company called Panchero's Mexican Grill. We have 78 locations across the United States, focused mainly in the Midwest and the East Coast. We are 25% company owned and 75% franchise owned. Growing by about 6 locations a year. We've been around since 1993, so we celebrated our 30-year anniversary last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But we are a fast casual Mexican concept that focuses on fresh made food every day and our delicious queso and daily made tortillas.
Great. And you're based out of Iowa?
We are.
Correct?
We are based, our first location was in Iowa City, right on the campus of University of Iowa.
Okay.
Go Hawkeyes. And so we do have a number of college locations across the country. So we have some late night business in those areas. And then our home office is right outside of Iowa City in Coralville.
Okay. Great. So I wanted to jump in first, your experience as a Prosper Accelerator, and talk to you about that. And then we'll circle back to the business a little bit. But you're an accelerator last year, and so you're an alum this year. What did you like about the accelerator program, and what did it do for you?
Yeah, it's a great question. So when I was nominated last year, I was working with a different company. So props to Greg Majewski for bringing me into this, into the Prosper community. A really great kickoff experience because we had like 6 other people that were from the Chicagoland area. So we made it a point to all meet each other before we came down to this last year. So we had some touch points and a little bit more comfortability with people.
Yeah.
And they're still the closest people that I have in the accelerator community, which is really cool. So we were able to continue to build that experience. So we had a fantastic time here last year. Unfortunately cut short. I think I was only here for about a day and a half. But then we were at Yum Brands in October, and I had recently left Craveworthy, and I was sort of looking for my next opportunity, and the Prosper community really rallied around me, and all kinds of contacts and support, and I couldn't ask for anything more, to be honest with you. And I had never expected that would be a way in which like people would be giving back to me, right? So moving forward, I actually joined a mentor community from being here as well.
Oh.
So now I am am in charge of recruiting for a mentor program called Gleam. And then I also, when I interviewed at Panchero's, I found out in my interview process that Rodney, who was my CEO, had sent someone here last year as well. And his name is Saul. He's our VP of franchising. And it was ideal because I knew that our sort of like what we were in the business for aligned. And so it ended up being a really good match.
That's
so,
well, then you had a talking point. You already had a connection.
Yes, exactly. So, and it sort of is just like, well, I think we have the same beliefs, right?
Yeah.
We hold the same things important, right?
Yep.
Which is growing the brand and growing each other and supporting each other. And so it was just a really good fit.
Great.
Then, so now I'm here this year and I've got Saul with me and he's an alumni as well. And so, we just continue to grow the support system and meet new people. And it's been really wonderful.
Yeah. Great. But it's such a tight-knit community, like you said. But I was talking with some other people this morning, just how small the industry is. And once you meet a handful of people, how everybody's so connected in the industry.
Yes. I always say it's a small, big world.
Yeah.
Right. And so, the longer you're in it, the more you sort of find that people come back around again, or, this person that you worked with used to work with this person, and everybody knows everybody. And, but I love that about the restaurant industry.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm glad you're back this year. And in a way, mentoring this next class of the Prosper Accelerators. And then we have another meeting in October at Inspire Brands is hosting us.
Yep.
So that'll be great to meet up with everybody there. So just great benefits. And, that's one reason Prosper founded the Accelerator program, this connection with the C-suite and these leaders in the industry to come in and talk. Actually yesterday at the conference, the content that we had, James Fripp made the point from Yum. He's like, your company couldn't afford this kind of content with all of these leaders coming in and speaking and learning. It was great content yesterday and a good way to learn and network.
Yeah, it's a real opportunity for people that are coming up through the restaurant industry to really just learn how to connect with people that are maybe CEO level, C-suite level, and find out that they're just people, right? And that they have things in common and like everybody's working towards the same goals. So, we're all just people.
Yeah, all just people. And by the way, people need other people to help them do their job, and it's all one big network. So
Absolutely.
That's great. That's great. That's what we're really trying to build with the Accelerator program, and have that network where everybody can support each other regardless of where they are. And we understand everybody's going to be moving positions, but it's lifelong network of other contacts. So it's great. I'm glad you're involved in that. Focusing on your current company now, though, tell us a little more about your role. What are you currently doing, and your day-to-day activities in that?
Sure. So I'm the vice president of company operations and training. So I have kind of a dual role. I run the day-to-day. I oversee all of the 26 company operated stores. And then additionally, I oversee the training department. So wearing the first hat, I just try to make sure everything's running and we're growing the business, that we're making money on that side. And then on the training side, we have been working towards digitizing our entire training program. We are still very analog on paper, like very large binder. So working towards digitizing that and updating it and making it more 21st century.
Great.
And so that's, a passion of mine. So it's a big undertaking, but also something that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So that takes up a great deal of the time as well.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I've got mixed feelings about that. It's amazing. Yeah, the paper is still there, but like you could see why everybody's still using paper. And one issue I've had with that is with the restaurant industry, you're dealing with a lot of different backgrounds. A lot of people might not have a computer at home, and it's less and less now with like cell phones though. So if you go all digital, you might be a hurdle for some people getting on board. Have you noticed that being an issue at all?
Yes, in some cases. So we've made it a point to have tablets in-house. So when people are at work, that they do have access to the content.
Yep.
We do want to make sure we're mobile friendly. Most people at least have a phone, but we do have backup plans for that just in case. Yep. And at the end of the day, we do still have the backup, the backup
paper
binder, if needed.
Yeah, but I like it though. On our operational perspective, it's just less likely to lose documents and be able to find documents. It's a lot easier once it's all digital.
Yeah, when you have a company that's 30 years old, there's just so much, right? There's so much content, and trying to keep it updated and making sure that the restaurants have all of the newest stuff, whether it be an updated recipe or an SOP or whatever it may be. When it's all on paper, it's just really difficult to maintain control of that.
Yeah.
When it's digital, you can always just make sure that they have the newest and best piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you using any video as part of the training now too?
That is the plan. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. We're seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's easier for the manager. It doesn't have to give that speech 35 times throughout the year. Record it once, and roll it out. And it's consistent too throughout the workforce.
And it's short, and it's it's almost like a side-by-side teaching, right? So a lot of people learn by actually having to watch somebody do, and so that provides that for them.
That's great. That's great. So what are some of the, from your perspective, what worries you, keeps you up at night for the industry?
Oh gosh. So food costs have been crazy this year. So that's always something that we're focused on, is making sure that we're providing the correct portion for our guest at the right value, that we're not taking too much price and scaring people off, but sort of walking that fine line, so that the guest feels like they're getting a value and we are also still continuing to make money. And that's a tightrope we walk every day.
Yeah.
Additionally, recruiting and retention is definitely something that we're still focused on every day. Like I said, with moving to a digital training platform, we're hopeful that we can capture whether or not the training is happening in the way that we want it to, because we can have the best training plan in the world, but if it's not getting used in the restaurants, it doesn't make any sense to spend any time on it. So we have a focus on that as well, and making sure that our teams are happy and getting all the tools that they need to be successful.
Okay, great. And on the flip side on that, what opportunities do you see in the industry, or where could you see the future opportunities that are coming up here that you're excited about?
Yeah, well, so we were very lucky, and when COVID hit, we were already very leaned into digital. So it was a saving grace for us during COVID that we were able to pivot and push all of our marketing towards third party and online ordering. But we probably we just rolled out a catering menu for the first time, and we're just partway through the rollout. We're still working out the kinks. So for Pancheros, I see a really great opportunity for us to leverage catering in the future and continuing to grow our digital presence. Okay.
The third party, I know a lot of different people have different thoughts on the third party delivery. What do you think that's an opportunity? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I've felt many different ways about it over the years, right? So around about 2018, 2019, I begrudgingly was like, okay, this is going to be a piece of our world forever, right? So better to make them a partner than work against it. So embracing it where need be, and then trying to, like, we have a really great digital app. So in a perfect world, people would order from us on our digital app, but we partner with DoorDash to do delivery for that as well. Okay. So they definitely are a partner for us, as so understanding what that looks like, and understanding that there's going to be an opportunity cost from that. Okay. It's just the way that it is.
Yep. When you say an opportunity cost, so it's a detriment to the company then, or you're saying there's an opportunity there to service that customer and keep that customer, or?
Yeah, so I think the opportunity cost would come from us, we're able to leverage the fact that DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub have their own customers, right? That may never have heard of Pancheros, right? And so there's that cost of getting them to see us and maybe try us. Yep. And then if we wow them, then maybe they'll like us enough that they can move over to our own app, right? Yeah. And that would be an ideal situation.
Okay, great. Great. So for the accelerators, to bring it back, we've got a few events. We started off yesterday with some great content for the accelerators. What are you looking forward to being here at the conference this year with the accelerator program?
Yeah, I think there's a Women in the C-Suite session tomorrow that I'm really looking forward to. But, anything that they put up there is really outstanding and well thought out. So I'm here for all of it.
Great. And, there's a lot of conferences that you could attend. What is it about Prosper that keeps bringing you back like this?
Wow. Okay. Well, it is the Ritz-Carlton, which is an ideal situation. Yep. The food is really good. Yep. The content is amazing. And I love all the people that are here.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming and being on the podcast and being an accelerator and contributing, coming back after you've graduated from your first year.
Yep.
And being part of it. Really appreciate your time today, Lori.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you for tuning in. If Lori's insights have inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your network. Together, let's continue to learn, grow, and support each other in shaping the future of the restaurant industry. We'll see you next time here on the Prosper Brief.